welcome back to Ascending with Ashley. I'm Ashley. We're gonna do a reading. I'm feeling called to use the yin yang first, see what shadow energies are out and about, if any. There's always some, especially in these times. I give my Niles ring light back, so I'm gonna use the door for a light right now. These fucking cats ruin everything. Look at this. There's my ring light. Tore the cord out. Anyway. I knew the masculine energy was gonna come out. The masculine energy, sun, strength, empowerment, earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and Venus, a love offer. Okay. If you're the masculine energy, I've been cussing you fuckers out a lot lately. Everyone in the collective has. Oh my god. We have twin flames and healing inner child. So the masculine, the thing that is standing in your way is the either unwillingness or inability to acknowledge the pain that you received or did during your childhood. Now that doesn't have to be a certain year. Childhood is from 0 to, like 25, honestly, because your brains aren't fully developed until 25. Society-wise, those numbers are changing a lot, right? But biology-wise, yeah, about 0 to 25 is childhood. Toxicity, patterns, bound, self-love, creation, intentions, and higher self-activation. So for the masculine collective, or those of us who have our masculine energy that is imbalanced, the masculine energy is the doing energy. It is the pursuing energy. It's going after what it is that motivates us, that we love, that we want to do. It's finding that spark, that passion again. In healing your inner child, I often think of ourselves as these beings that exist within these two frames, right? Our past and our present, or our past and our future, and then we're like in the present. Hi. So we have this healing inner child. Once we've healed our inner child, or at least acknowledged our inner child and kind of decide to walk with our inner child, it's this like embodiment of remembering who you are and allowing yourself to do those things without any judgment, right? Which is very much this higher self-activation. It's being unafraid of following what it is that you love, that you want, and doing it. Because at some point in time, the reason that we have inner child wounding is that we were really passionate, more than likely. I mean, some people have experienced, ridiculous trauma, right? That's its own conversation. But for the most part, a lot of people, in addition to whatever traumas you've endured, like deeper traumas, because I think it is traumatizing to be dismissed or and a lot of children are an oppressed class of people, the most at the planet right now. Think about it that way, right? All cultural groups have children, and children are oppressed in all of those groups at a global scale, especially since we have some evil pedophiles running the fucking world, right? Reptilian, nasty ass motherfuckers. So regardless of what, at some point in time you were passionate or you loved something and someone told you to tone it down, or they dismissed you, or they told you it was dumb, in addition to whatever other trauma you endured. And so it kind of made you clam up, right? Protect yourself by not allowing yourself to show that much passion around others again, because that's what you learned from that, right? You learned to not trust yourself. You learned to not allow people to see you that excited, because it made you feel bad when they didn't honor that, right? And it's become an embodied thing that a lot of people carry around as a personality trait, but it's not a personality trait, it's a wound that needs healing, right? And when we start to acknowledge that person in us, as well as who we wish to be in the future, the best version of ourselves, the version of us that doesn't need to worry about bills or capitalism or living through the death and transformation of an empire or a global Nazi scheme, you really you can do things to make that reality a little bit easier by making the right choice in certain situations, right? Discerning what is right and wrong, helping others. I mean, that's really easy. Credit karma is when you're around other people to not be a dick. But these things are keeping us bound in toxic cycles, and patterns, right? Behavior patterns. So what is it that we can focus on for our self-love and creation, right? So if masculine energy is doing, a lot of people within the masculine collective have this inability to, I've seen some really, really great think pieces. Actually, they're not even think pieces. They are incredible analysis from male perspectives about the patriarch the past couple days on TikTok. And I've definitely ended up finding a lot more people, men, who are healing through this shit, who are finding their way out and helping their brothers do the same, by acknowledging the way that they treat women, by acknowledging the last reading I did using this deck that also came through, and it was quite a lecture. I ended it pretty pissed. But I think that's the thing, because when we disrespect women, we're also disrespecting the feminine within us. And if we think of this inner child as a part of that energy that needed that nurturing, right, that we didn't receive, or that we didn't have the right modeling for, or that we were just blatantly disrespected or abused, right? At some point we have to decide to love ourselves through that. Check our own intentions, make sure that we're not repeating these cycles that we endured, right? When we have things happen to us, we have that choice. We have one of two choices. We can walk around and make everyone else feel the pain that we felt, or we can choose to overcome it and heal from it and decide that we would never ever want anyone else to feel that pain that we felt, and we do everything in our power to do that. And that's a choice, right? We have open an offer here, so perhaps there is a need to practice being open in receiving, right? Again, that feminine energy. What is being offered to you that you can receive for your own benefit, your own healing? Twin Flames is here. If you know, Twin Flames is like, I don't know. I think, I'm not trying to make this into a love reading because I don't think that's what this is. I'm pretty sure that this is specifically for the masculine collective. Obviously, masculine came out first. But I think maybe that's the thing. Maybe there was a false twin flame, or maybe there is a skewed vision or understanding of love that is also causing self-harm. Causing you to stay stuck in some situations that you know you shouldn't be in anymore. Been there, done that. I stayed in my marriage a lot longer than I should have. So we have renewal and spark at the bottom of the deck. What is it that can light your fire again, right? We have trust in divine time. If this is about a love union, oh yeah, we have reunion and soul ties. Okay. So I guess if this is for folks who are on a twin flame journey, let me go ahead and cover this. Just because more things are coming out. You're being asked to trust in divine timing. I feel like whoever is watching this knows who your twin is, or your soulmate, or the person that It's on your mind more than likely, way more than you wish. The reunion is coming in divine timing. The masculine is still doing some healing. Maybe you are a feminine body but have the masculine energy. Remember that energy is not anatomy. Doesn't matter what's between your legs. We all carry those energies within us, light and dark, yin and yang. Yin and yang is about masculine and feminine. It's about that dark and light. It's about finding balance within that. And twin flames are not always romantic. In fact, a lot of the times they're not romantic. They are just mirrored souls who are here to support each other in their journeys, right? It's free will to choose if that's a romantic thing for you or not. And with this Venus offer, it very well could be, and with soul ties as well. But for people to come together in this higher level divine union, the higher self has to be activated. The inner child has to be at least acknowledged. The feminines can help in this process only so much in the like esoteric space, I guess. I don't know. We have travel, communication, Mercury, and messages. Mercury is not in retrograde until November, so it's a good time to get this shit sorted out, figure it out. I'm pretty sure November 9th to the 29th is when Mercury is in retrograde. Alright, we have cycles, change, completion, comfort zone, south node, and clinging. So, that's this thing. The south node is currently in Virgo until the summer of next year. So that's an astrological thing. When I did the full moon in Pisces, I talked about the relationship between Virgo and Pisces. And Pisces is currently holding the north node, which is stepping into your cosmic purpose. Like really stepping in, whereas Virgo is in the south node. So if you are an earth sign or have earth in your chart, pay attention to how your own behaviors are keeping you stuck. Pay attention to your self-imposed bondage. Pay attention to the way that you're clinging on to things because they bring you comfort. It's a comfort zone, right? You may know they're toxic, but at least it's a familiar toxic, right? Stepping into your higher self and activating the twin flame union is not going to be done from the south node. It's just not. So, I mean, you have a decision whether or not you're going to release yourself from those patterns or not. We do have cycles, completion, and change, and my baby is awake. So it's your choice. I'm going to leave it here. Have a good one.